Whether you love him or hate him, Superman is not only the father of all superheroes, but also arguably the most powerful. Over the years, he's become a household name. Everyone knows who Superman is, from comic books to cartoons, and now to the big screen. He's been the most iconized superhero in pop culture history, and while some may believe him to be invincible, that actually couldn't be further from the truth. Today we're going to discuss the death of Superman, who did it, how it happened, and why this story is so powerful. So kick back with a drink and a snack as we take a look at the death of Superman.
I don't know what hole you crawled out of, or where you came from, but I'm sending you back.
Okay, so for the sake of this video and the upcoming videos that I've got planned, we'll discuss this story based on the animated film from 2018. In my opinion, it's a much more condensed story, and it gets the point across while still being able to bring the emotional level hard. So the film opens with Metropolis PD chasing down the Intergang before they could kidnap the mayor and his wife. Standard move for the bad guys, am I right? Intergang takes down the cops, but Superman arrives just in the nick of time. Superman disposes of Intergang, once again saving the day. During the cleanup, Superman lets Cyborg and Flash know that Intergang somehow got a hold of a mother box. Cyborg then notices that the armor Intergang was wearing was from Apocalypse. Darkseid is looming. Cyborg says he's going to take the armor to his father at Star Labs, and Superman heads off to meet Lois, leaving Flash all alone to clean up the mess. I guess the fastest man alive can't escape cleanup duty. Superman meets with Lois at the laboratory that is holding his Kryptonian tech. Dr. Clyburn explains that Superman's ship was infused with supercondensed ionized crystals. Once activated, the crystals open up, projecting a computer-generated image of Superman's guide, as well as his parents, reminding everyone that he's, in fact, very much alien. After the interview, we get a nice moment with Lois and Superman as he flies her back to the Daily Planet. Everyone loves some Superman and Lois. Inside, Lois runs into Clark and yet somehow doesn't notice that she was just with him 2 seconds ago. They have some back and forth, and Lois takes Clark inside the janitor closet like a couple of horny high schoolers. And we get our first look at Lois and Clark's relationship. Clark explains that his parents are coming to town and that having Lois meet them is something he's not looking forward to. But hey, she's got to meet them sometime. The sooner the better. Over at Star Labs, Superman, Cyborg, and Dr. Stone are examining the Intergang armor. Dr. John Irons comes in sporting his favorite Superman shirt. Big fanboy. Dr. Irons explains that while the armor is apocalyptian, it's bonded with Earth-based triformulides. Superman suspects there's only one person capable of that. He flies off, and the rest of them, especially Dr. Irons, are just left watching. Superman arrives at Lex Luthor's house to interrogate him. However, it seems Luthor has an alibi this time. Superman vows to get to the bottom of it, and before he leaves, tells Luthor that Metropolis will never love him, just for hating Superman. Burn. In space, Hank Henshaw, his wife Terry, and their crew are fixing a satellite that was damaged on takeoff. As they're getting ready to head back, Hank tells his crew to look out at the Earth one last time, in hopes of seeing a red cape. Hank says Superman saved him one time while on a mission, and that you could always count on Superman. Further in space, a boom tube opens, and a giant meteor flies through. They get an immediate message from Houston warning them of the incoming threat. Back at LexCorp, Luthor and his team witness the events happening in space and set up a direct feed of the Excalibur shuttle. Henshaw and his team are unable to escape the meteor. One by one, they're thrusted into space. Even Hank's wife, Terry, leaving Hank as the last one, and at the very end, mistaking the meteor for Superman, and the look of despair when he realizes it isn't. The meteor crashes right through the Excalibur, and it goes up in flames. And as it begins to enter the planet's atmosphere, the rocky roads, revealing a creature attached to it. The meteor lands in the ocean, erupting the entire planet. Luthor sends a team down into the ocean to inspect the crash. While down there, the crew encounter Atlanteans, who are also there to inspect the meteor. As they get closer, the creature flies out from the debris, killing them instantly. And the creature then turns his attention to the LexCorp shuttle and destroys it within seconds, then immediately walking away, leaving Luthor intrigued. At the Hall of Justice, the League are going over their weekly agenda. Batman says he can't make next week's meeting because he has a meeting with his son's headmaster at his boarding school. Flash makes a really funny joke about Batman being in the PTA. I'm Batman. We need more chaperones for homecoming. Who needs to be convinced to sign up? Anyway, moving on. Flash says he'll be getting married soon, and Superman asks if Iris knows his identity. Flash admits he told her long ago, saying that the sacrifice and the danger is what marriage is all about. Later on, Lois and Clark are having dinner with his parents. Clark is beyond uncomfortable the whole time, and afterward, Lois tells him to either man up or move on. I mean, priorities, dude, come on. Clark tries to tell her how much he cares, but Lois says she knows Clark is hiding something. Well, obviously. The creature from the meteor makes his way to land, destroying almost everything in its path. It makes its way south toward Metropolis, where members of the Justice League headed off. One by one, they're quickly defeated. Hawkman, Green Lantern, and Flash all go down before this beast, until only Batman remains. Over in Metropolis, Clark is having lunch with Lois. He explains he is done keeping Lois in the dark and proceeds to tell her he's Superman. Lois laughs in disbelief, and all it takes is for Clark to take off his glasses. Lois finally understands everything, and before they could finish, Clark gets called away to the battle happening not too far away. But before he leaves Lois a note entitled His Last Secret, and as he flies off, Lois opens it to read, I love you. Back in the battlefield, the Justice League is continuing to get decimated. Cyborg, Martian Manhunter, and even Aquaman have fallen to this monster. Just as it's about to land the final blow to Wonder Woman, Superman shows up, once again, just in the nick of time. Wonder Woman warns him not to hold back, or this thing will kill everyone. The epic fight begins, and it's clear that Superman is no longer the favorite to win this fight. But that's nonsense. We've seen Superman come from behind before. We'll see. To make matters worse, Lois is following in a helicopter, covering the fight for the news, giving the creature the name Doomsday. From a distance, Luthor is watching the news coverage of Doomsday destroying Superman. Luthor begs the question, who else would send an apex predator to kill the strongest being on the planet? Luthor admits he's been preparing for the day when Superman would inevitably fail. Back at the fight, Superman and Doomsday are completely destroying all of Metropolis. The fight spills onto the bridge, and while Doomsday is distracted, Superman saves a little boy from falling debris and receives a hug, rejuvenating his spirit. The fight rages on, and it's becoming clear that Superman is outmatched. Doomsday targets the news helicopter, and Superman is able to safely guide it to a rooftop, where we get another warm Superman and Lois moment. Superman is able to send Doomsday into the atmosphere, but is quickly overpowered as he's pummeled back to the ground. Doomsday appears from out of the dust and is suddenly attacked by Lex Luthor. Luthor vows to be the sole protector of Metropolis and actually manages to land a few good shots before he's put down by Doomsday. Luthor gets his irony, though, because he ends up being saved by Superman, his ultimate humiliation. Superman gets back to the fight, showing visible signs that his stamina is running out. Punch by punch, Doomsday gains the upper hand. One big blow putting Superman down. The beatdown begins. Doomsday tears off Superman's cape, and we get the iconic cape in the wind. Lois throws a rock at Doomsday in hopes of saving her man from this monster. Doomsday turns his attention to Lois, and as he's walking toward her, Lois mumbles that she got Clark's note and that she loves him too. Doomsday goes in for the kill until Superman sees this and completely loses his mind. In a fit of rage, he flies at Doomsday, thrusting his fist straight through, snapping Doomsday's neck, but in the process was impaled by his bone claw, very similar to how it was done in Batman v Superman. Lois grabs Superman and begs him to keep fighting, telling him he saved everyone. Superman tells her all he wanted was to save people, and that he was a lucky man for getting to love Lois. Upon his death, the rest of the League and everyone else around the world stand in disbelief. Superman has been killed. Metropolis holds a funeral for a fallen Superman. Everyone is in attendance except Batman, who can't handle the death of his bestie. Luthor gives a speech that has more holes in it than Swiss cheese, but somehow manages to get the point across at the end.
For Superman, always in our hearts.
Now back at Star Labs, Luthor is pleading with the doctors to allow him to take the body of Doomsday, but to no avail. Suddenly, the Kryptonian ship that carried Superman as an infant turns on and takes off by itself. Later on, Lois gets called to the gravesite, where she sees an empty casket and up in the sky. It's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's Superman. And that concludes the story of the death of Superman. I want to thank everybody for joining me on this edition of Cap Comics Now. I want to invite all of you to join me on my next video, The Reign of the Supermen, which is a direct sequel to the death of Superman. If you guys like this video and you want to see more of what I post, remember to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And as always, thank you for joining me on Cap Comics Now. I will see you down the road.